getting too much play. You know, they made adjustment on me that inning. And, you know, big key is singles are all right, but extra base hits and homers take out of a game.
The location of the pitches, you know, I just got to keep on calling what has been successful for 4 innings, you know. So, you know, it seemed like he couldn't get the breaking ball over, and, you know, they just stayed on the fastball.
You're surprised when he gives up a big inning like that. I mean, it's one thing to, you know, give up a couple runs, but when you give up a big inning like that, any of our pitchers that go out and do that, that's going to surprise me.
Well, those were the problems from yesterday, specifically A.J. Burnett. Tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the defending world champion New York Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays in the middle game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Al Leiter, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees lost last night 8-6, and the reason they lost is that A.J. Burnett had a terrible 5th inning. He gave up 7 runs. Now, you heard what Joe Girardi said, what Jorge Posada said, and what A.J. Burnett said. Pretty much what they're saying is that this guy's inconsistent. The question is why?
You know what? I think we don't have enough time right now, but we'll talk about the idea when you have a 2-pitch pitcher, and A.J. Burnett has been that his whole career. When you get to a certain point, Michael, in your career where your velocity is not the same, you have to be impeccable with your command. And as we just heard from Posada and Girardi and also A.J. himself, his command was off. And when you do that to a lineup like the Blue Jays, can hit the ball out of the ballpark, you have a game like he did and an inning like he did in the 5th inning.
Let's talk about the pitching tonight. The New York Lottery pitching matchup has Ricky Romero going for the Blue Jays. He's 8-7, 3.46. And Dustin Mosley will get a second start for the Yankees, 1-0, 3.24. His first start wasn't too bad, Al.
No, it was good in Cleveland. And I'll tell you, Dustin Mosley, we're going to watch early in the game here. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. He's a sinker ball slider with occasional curveball. And I think the curveball is key for him, and also keeping the ball down the zone. As you say, he had a nice game in Cleveland. Here's a good play from Robinson Cano getting the key double play ball. I think, again, when he's using the 3 pitches, this is a nice fill-in. It's an opportunity for the Yankees to get another quality start at a Dustin Mosley. We'll see tonight how well he does.
Now, I'd like some of the offensive support that the Yankees gave yesterday, especially this guy, Nick Swisher. As he would say, he was swishalicious. 2 home runs. We'll examine his hot streak of late when we come back on segment 2 right here on Yes. We mentioned, but Nick Swisher was unbelievable, and Nick Swisher really has had a really fine season. We say all-star, but he's, I think, exceeded all expectations.
I think so, Michael. You know, look, I always thought of Nick Swisher as a guy that has ups and downs, as any hitter does. He's been as consistent as anybody in baseball. Look, how about this here? These are 4 home runs in the last 4 games. This was Friday, Saturday. Didn't have a home run Sunday in Tampa, and then yesterday's game, he had 2 home runs. 300 batting average at home, 302 on the road. Consistency, 5 home runs with 10 RBIs in his last 10 games. He is comfortable. He has been, as you say, as good as anybody. I think that this has been a lot of fun for Yankee fans to watch his year.
Last 4 games, 353, 6 for 17, 4 of the 6 home runs, and 6 runs batted in. So Nick hit for power yesterday, but they're big thumpers in the lineup. Jose Bautista, obviously, for the Toronto Blue Jays, leads the major leagues in home runs. But the home run everybody's waiting for is the one by Alex Rodriguez. Does it come tonight? Lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on Yes. This is brought to you in part by Domino's. Order an inspired Domino's pizza at Domino's.com and track it all the way to your front door with Domino's Tracker. By Raymore and Flanagan Furniture, furnishing your style with a guaranteed delivery of 3 days or less. And by the 2010 Honda Clearance. It's the only thing from Honda that won't last. Big crowd filing in the Yankee Stadium on this Tuesday evening. The Yankees have taken the field. Dustin Mosley is taking his warm-ups, and we're taking a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup, which is presented by our good friends at Lexus. Blue Jays coming at 55 and 51, and they'll lead off their DH, Fred Lewis. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop, bat second. Batting third and playing right field, Jose Bautista. Vernon Wells in center field will clean up. Batting fifth and playing first base, Adam Lind. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, bat sixth. Batting seventh and catching, John Buck. Travis Snider, the left fielder, is going to bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing third base, Edwin Encarnacion.
On the mound for the Yankees, Dustin Mosley had a nice performance in Cleveland, getting the win. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. You see the appearances there out of the bullpen. The very respectable 3.24 ERA. 11 hits to 16 and 2/3 innings. Got a good curveball, sinking fastball. Watch early in the game if he keeps that ball down. Dustin Mosley taking this opportunity, filling in for Andy Pettit, who's on the disabled list. Let's take a look at the scout report. Opportunity knocks. I just mentioned he was called up July 2nd. This is a good opportunity for him and the Yankees to get another quality start. A starter in the minor leagues with the Angels. 174 career starts that he was exclusive as a starter until he got to the big leagues. And right on, 2 for 22 so far this year. 0.91 batting average against the right-handed batter. And of those 2 hits, Austin Kearns, who is now his teammate, was one of the 2 hits. Jason Bartlett was the other.
Oh, ready for baseball here at the stadium. Blue Jays won last night, the second game of this 3-game set. Tomorrow afternoon, the finale. Mosley's ready. Lewis is ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is grounded to short. Jeter charges and fires and gets it. 1 pitch and 1 out. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes. We've already seen the captain and the shortstop, Derek Jeter. To his right is Alex Rodriguez at third. To his left, Robinson Cano at second. Mark Teixeira's at first. In the outfield, left to right, Kearns, Gardner, and Swisher. Cervelli is behind the plate, and Mosley is on the mound.
Good start. Any pitcher, that say the first inning, Michael, for any starter, a guy who's pitched a long time, you want to get through that first inning. Talking about Mosley's sinker. It's a lot of ground balls when that sinking fastball down the zone.
There's a strike to Yunel Escobar. They got him from the Braves for Alex Gonzalez. Tries to pull an outside pitch and grounds it to short. Jeter charges again, another throw, and another out. Let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. Pretty nice night here at the stadium. It's 82 degrees, humidity 54%. The winds 13 miles per hour, and the forecast is partly cloudy.
Boy, right up here, I don't feel that 13 miles an hour yet. 54, a little muggy.
So you're doubting the forecast?
No.
Is that what you're doing?
It's very accurate. I see the flags up above the stadium here. Looks like it's blown out to left field.
Here's Jose Bautista. He of the 32 Major League leading home runs. And the breaking ball is low, 1-0.
Speaking of left field, here, Bautista, I think this is a great story for baseball. Here's a leading baseball in home runs, as Michael said. He pulls the baseball from center field to left field. He doesn't have one home run to right field.
In his career.
In his career. He's at 91, 92 home runs now. Now, immediately, Michael, and I'm seeing right early on, Dustin Mosley along with Cervelli calling these pitches, breaking balls away. Make a guy who's a known pull hitter to hit the ball to right field.
He pulls the ball to Alex Rodriguez, who gloves it and fires 3 ground balls, 6 pitches, 3 straight outs. The Blue Jays nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. And we're taking a look at the Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off, batting second and playing right field, Nick Swisher. Mark Teixeira is at first base. He'll hit third. Alex Rodriguez still looking for 600. He'll be the third baseman cleaning up. Batting fifth, playing second base, Robinson Cano. Marcus Thames, the DH, will bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing left field, Austin Kearns. Francisco Cervelli will catch. He's going to bat eighth, and batting ninth and playing center field tonight, Brett Gardner.
On the mound for the Blue Jays, Ricky Romero, 25-year-old young left-hander, 8-7 with the 3.46 ERA. Kind of up and down a little bit. Started off very good. Number 1 pick in 2005 out of Cal State Fullerton. You see the 124 strikeouts, 138 innings. Let's take a look at that scout report. Feast or famine. He's got 2 starts this year against the Yankees. In Toronto, 8 innings, 2 runs. Here in New York, July 3rd, he went 2 2/3. He gave up 8 runs. So they're good or bad, really bad. Minus the O's. How about this? Orioles, he's 3-0 with a 1.14. Since May 25th, he's 0-5 with a 7.52 against 6 other American League teams. He has a couple interleague starts in between there. And great changeup, great curveball. It's going to be interesting for this Yankee lineup to be patient and not allow him to expand. He's got good breaking ball that'll go into the righties and a changeup that floats down and away.
Derek Jeter has a propensity to swing at the first pitch. He digs in, and he takes the pitch outside, 1-0. Derek has a 5-game hitting streak. He has 6 hits in his last 18 at-bats. Had a couple of hits yesterday. 275 hitter, the 1-0. And the count 2-0. Romero, the way he's built, the way he pitches, the way he stands on the rubber, really makes you think of Johan Santana of the Mets.
You know, I was going to say part of this counterpart, Johan Santana light. He really, and also repertoire. Now, his velocity has been down a little bit as the year's gone on here. It's not a major concern for the Blue Jays, but certainly when they drafted him, he was in a low to mid-90s velocity. But because of that changeup, Michael, I agree with you. By stature and also his stuff.
I mean, if you look at the way he digs his hand into the glove and the way he stands straight facing the batter, kind of broad shoulders, comes in. He looks just like Santana. And now Santana, like almost like a claw, puts his hand in the glove to get the grip on the ball, and that's what he does. And the 3-1. And Jeter works a walk to start out the first. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes. In the outfield, you've got Snider, Wells, and Bautista. That's left to right. Infield, Encarnacion, Escobar, Hill, and Lind. Third to first. Buck behind the plate, an all-star. And Romero is on the mound. Paul Simon at the game. He's here a lot. He's not here a lot. Former President Bill Clinton, his daughter Chelsea, got married over the weekend. Congratulations to the Clinton family.
Big win.
That was a big wedding. And the pitch is low to Swisher, 1-0.
John Buck coming out to the mound here. Sees something early on. Certainly, Derek Jeter, you mentioned about Derek being aggressive, and Derek will pick spots to swing, work the walk. And now that pitch right there, Buck's coming out, trying to calm him down. Obviously, his last start here at the stadium wasn't good. You don't want any kind of bad thoughts as far as John Buck and Romero is concerned to let it start creeping in. When you get a fastball set up the way he misses that far in, just squeezing a little bit too hard, thinking.
IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. So the count 1-1 on Swisher. Swisher with 2 home runs last night. There's that change.
Big curveball, Mike. That's a pitch, the all-speed combination that really makes him very difficult when he's on. What's a big break? Well, he's got a curveball, changeup, occasional slider.
What's the difference in the velocity between the changeup and the curve?
About, very close. I would say his changeup's going to be in the low 80s, and there you saw 73 miles an hour. There's a changeup there, 84. So we're at about a 10-mile-an-hour difference. Yeah. That's 73 to 90. That's a great variation in speed. And most pitching coaches will tell you, get a curveball guy to get at least 12 miles an hour from fastball velocity to his curve. Very difficult for hitters to stay back long enough. Even though they can see it, it's hard for them to still maintain the integrity of their swing.
Well, he's got about 18 to 17 miles an hour.
I mean, I think about when I see big disparity in speed, Michael, that last year with Mike Messina. I mean, he was throwing his changeup and curveball 20 miles an hour, slower than his fastball. Really tough. It's tough to get good, effective movement on a pitch that's thrown so slow as well.
The 2-2. Line drive. Caught there by Escobar. Fires to first. Jeter scampers back. So Swisher hit it very hard, but Escobar quickly snared it out of the air.
Boy, I thought with the double play depth, and we talked about Escobar, he was traded for Alex Gonzalez right at the trade deadline. See where Escobar is playing. That's called double play depth. About halfway, so you get an opportunity to turn the double play. Quick snap throw. Easily Jeter getting back. Good young-looking player here. Just kind of wore out his welcome in Atlanta.
Teixeira takes a pitch low, 1-0. Teixeira and Swisher are tied for the team lead with 22 home runs. Teixeira with 76 ribbies. Count 1-1.
It's funny when I was talking with John Buck and Ricky Romero yesterday before the game, and just when you get catchers and the pitcher relationship of how they communicate and get along, and Buck was kind of ribbing Romero, saying, "Oh, you don't listen to me," and you shake. Oh, big curveball right there, and it was banter where you know that there's a relationship there. And Molina, who's not catching tonight for the Blue Jays, got a great relationship with the staff, but overall you'll see pitching staffs really either gravitate to a catcher, and Jose Molina, certainly Yankee fans remember him. He's the guy that did a very good job for them last year. But I found it, Michael, just where they were arguing in a friendly way enough to where they were both getting their points across, and obviously there's a good relationship there. And it's important. That battery mate thing is not just people talking about it. You want to be on the same page.
A 1-2, driven deep to left field. Going back, Snider looking up. See ya! A long home run from Mark Teixeira, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Looks like he got a change up here, middle of the plate. Boy, Mark Teixeira getting extension. Great swing. Certainly knew it right off the bat. He gets a juicy little two-seam. Take a little off that change up middle of the plate.
And the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast ends up in the left field bleachers. What a shot.
Boom, foot down. Beautiful swing out in front. High change up middle of the plate.
Now can they make it back-to-back? Here's Alex Rodriguez sitting on 599 home runs. It's been 43 at-bats since he last homered, looking to join the exclusive 600 home run club. And Romero deals. There's the strike. Teixeira's home run now gives him 30 RBIs in 29 games since July 1st, so he has been on fire. A-Rod, second in the American League behind Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers with 85 ribbies. But he's hitless in his last 14 at-bats. 0-2. Alex 3 for his last 30. And that's since 599. We mentioned 9 for 43. He's had 3 extra base hits and 8 ribbies. And the 0-2. Fights it off and fouls it off. Now, Alex was in very good humor not having the home run in Cleveland. The Yankees won 3 out of 4. But then, not homering in Tampa and having the Yankees lose 2 out of 3. And then last night, the Yankees losing 8-6. Now, he's not hitting the way he should hit. And now it's starting to put a little bit more stress on him. The 0-2. Dribbled slowly third base side, but it kicks foul.
Well, but in lieu of that, I would think also, too, because of those losses, as you say, and they lost last night, a lot of times you hear guys say, if they're trying to hit a home run, they're going to try to hit it 600 feet. You don't. You swing too hard. And he'd even mentioned, to get back to, helping the team drive a ball, base hit. The mindset when you're thinking about just staying on the ball, especially middle of the field, and not trying to hit a ball 600 feet, you end up actually hitting the ball harder and further.
So Alex back in the box after his little jaunt to first. The count 0-2. And the left-hander deals. Missed inside. Alex doesn't hit this year that many home runs against lefties. He does not have that great a percentage against them. He has 1 home run every 36 at-bats against the lefty. Hello. And he has 1 every 21 against righties. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Alex down on strikes. He'll be tagged out by Buck. So the wait continues. And Alex has now struck out in 7 straight games.
I keep saying, in between, and for him to be thinking about it, it's definitely there, and he wants to get it over with. And watching last night, Michael, and just seeing that at bat with Ricky Romero, they are pounding him in with the fastball, and then of course that little slow, either that for the right-hander was that breaking ball going down the way. They are not afraid to come in. If you remember last night, he had a couple opportunities. Granted, the pitcher last night, Morrow, had a better fastball than tonight. And as a whole, when you go through scatter reports, there's the club, you sit down with the pitching coach and the catchers, and you go over your plan. As every hitter has a strength and weakness. If I'm Alex, I'm thinking I'm going to get a fastball somewhere in this game on the inner part of the plate. They've shown it. Every one of their pitchers last night, and now here with Romero.
The 0-1 to Cano. Inside. Now, one thing that Joe Girardi stressed last night, this is not the longest stretch that Alex has gone without a home run. Right now it's 44 at-bats. The longest stretch this year has been 61 at-bats. So he has not been a proficient home run hitter this year. He has 16. And now this is longer than usual, longer than he takes to hit a home run, but happened last time he had that milestone from 499 to 500. Took him 28 at-bats. And it gets inside your head, and it's hard to shake it off, Al. Every time he comes up, they bring out new baseballs. Every pitch that's thrown his way, the lights are flashing around the stadium. It's not a normal at-bat. You could say it is, but it's not. There's a ground ball to second base. Right there is Hill. He goes to Lynn, and that will do it. For the Yankees, get 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left, and the hit was an absolute blast off the bat of Mark Teixeira, his team-leading 23rd home run. With that swing, it's 2-0 Yanks. Brett Favre will stay retired this time. You can text us at 58772 and standard text messaging rates apply. Here are your choices. 1 yes, 2 no. Well, what's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If he's not there on opening game, I think they open on a Thursday, I might believe it. I think he's going to play.
He's going to retire. Fine.
Really? And what's going to make you think that?
His ankle.
There's a ground ball to Alex Rodriguez. And Vernon Wells is out for the first out of the second. His shoulder last year was surgically repaired. He played.
Yeah, but ankle, they need the shoulder.
So Dustin Mosley's doing what you want Dustin Mosley to do. He's getting ground balls, 4 outs, 4 ground balls.
Yeah, you talk about proficient. 6 pitches in the first inning. Now here, first pitch to Vernon Wells. You know, this Toronto lineup, I think Toronto's been a great story. They trade Roy Halladay. This guy has been a disappointment. He was almost MVP-like numbers last year. Adam Lynn, 305, 35 home runs, 114 RBIs, along with Aaron Hill, and they've stayed up there. Right there with the big boys and the Yankees and Tampa Bay and Boston. And I thought that this would have been more of a let's wait and see. They have a new general manager, Alex Anthopoulos, took over for J.P. Ricciardi.
That one is laced out to left field. Long run for Kearns. It's a fair ball, and it bounces into the seats. Lynn didn't think it was a fair ball. He stood there and watched it. And he will be there with a double. First hit for the Blue Jays.
Well, just off the end of the bat. Now, so far, Mosley's keeping the ball down. He's, as you say, he better bust out of there. Lucky for him that the ball sailed into foul territory, but it may have been an interesting play at second base. It's a free-swinging club that leads baseball in home runs. Big surprise, Jose Bautista certainly has been the talk of baseball with leading the home runs, 32.
Aaron Hill fouls it back.
talk about great year along with Adam Lynn. Aaron Hill last year, 36 home runs, 108 RBIs. He had a hamstring injury early on with the disabled list at the beginning of the year. You see the numbers, 209. He is hitting better of late. It's a dangerous team when you face a club certainly that's in the middle of the pack. Guys that just swing for the fence. Cito Gaston, a longtime manager of the Blue Jays, it kind of just preaches you get a pitch to drive, let it fly. And they've done that.
Hot shot to Alex. Backhand, sets, fires, got it. It is the hot corner so far tonight as Alex has fielded 3.
Well, this is a little slider cutter up in the zone. Backhand, Alex realizing he has enough time, gets his feet underneath him. Good firm throw. The Yesmo watching it into his glove. A 2-hopper. Good play.
There's John Buck. Fouled off.
All-star John Buck. Been around, was with Kansas City for a few years. Having a good season. Nice pickup for the Toronto Blue Jays of 14 home runs. Once again, part of this Blue Jay offense contributing with some power. So at the time of his life in Anaheim, getting that call. Actually was a replacement for Victor Martinez. Joe Mauer and John Buck were the all-star catchers.
How many did you make?
I made 2.
Were they as big a thrill as you thought they'd be?
Yes, absolutely. The first one was Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, I was until the National League won with Broxton on the mound. I was the last one on the mound, Michael. The National League won in 1996 this year. And then 2000 down in Atlanta.
You have any memorabilia from that?
Shirts and stuff. No, I think if every player gets that out, I felt like it really helped me just think that I belonged as one of the better players in the game.
That's an all-star toss of the bat.
Watch out. Swinging bats. Smash balls. Let's see there. A little slider going down the way. John Buck obviously slipping out of his hand. That's a little. What was the Olympic or the Olympic event?
Javelin? Shot put?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Maybe it's a strongman competition. A hammer throw. That was it.
Yeah, they don't have the Olympics.
But I think with the All-Star game and postseason, if you get a chance, and if you get an opportunity to get to a World Series and win it, that's the creme de la creme. But it just changes the mindset. You get to the big leagues, you try, you do everything you can to be one of the very select few, and it's a very great experience.
Punched out right field. It's a base hit. Adam Lynn rounds third. They're waving him home. Here's the throw from Swisher. There's no play. He's in there. So an RBI for John Buck, and the Yankee lead is now 2-1.
Well, there was no hesitation on Brian Butterfield, the third base coach here. A little slider down the way. Good hitting. Look at his eyes straight down on the ball. This ball was probably about 3 or 4 inches off the plate. He's in protect mode. Stays on it. Goes the other way. Good firm ground ball base hit to right field. Looked like the ball slipped out of Swisher's hand a little bit. Maybe he'd have gotten a better velocity on it. I still think he would have been easily safe.
Here's Travis Snider. And he chops one into Sheriff. And that'll do it here in the second. 1 run for the Blue Jays, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We played an inning and a half. It's 2-1 Yankees. Acura Advance. And by KFC. So good. Little Yankee Statue of Liberty action. Earlier today, it was photo day here at Yankee Stadium. Annual event, usually right in the middle of the year. They try to push it toward the end so that the new acquisitions are in. Now, one guy not in that picture is Alex Rodriguez, who did not know that the picture was going to be taken at 3:45, and Joe Girardi said that it'll be handled by the Kangaroo court.
Well, and Photoshop.
That's right. He'll be in that picture. Now, Kangaroo Court is how the players police themselves, and Mariano is the judge, and he puts on a wig, and he will just find somebody arbitrarily. Marcus Timms with a ground ball at Escobar, and there's one away.
You got to have a tight-knit team to have the Kangaroo Court. I know not every team that I've been on had one, but it's fun. You get the guys over the month, or maybe it's every couple weeks, and you just rib on each other.
Who was your best judge in all the teams you were on?
Dave Winfield, Joe Carter, and Johnny Franco.
Really? Franco must have been very mean as a judge.
You know what? Don't even try a case. First of all, it was a kiddie for, whatever you did with the money, but nobody won. It was all about just laughs and trying to embarrass people.
Here's Austin Kearns. Fouled away. Now, Joe could get fined by the Kangaroo Court. It's not just the players. They could call him on something they feel is wrong.
We used to it always had to be something, a mental mistake, never a physical mistake, because some guys get a little sensitive. I would have thought. Did Paul O'Neill and that crew, they have a Kangaroo Court?
I don't think they did.
Boy, he would have been a good judge, I think. Him or Cody.
Pleasant.
Don't even bother to try the case with him.
One-two count on Kearns. And the pitch. Rocketed foul. He's a little too quick. Yesterday he hit a hard line drive as well.
I was talking to Joe Girardi before. You see guys around. He's been around a long time, the Reds and the Indians and the Nationals. Watch this swing. It's a good swing. It's violent through the zone. But look at his finish. This was happening last night. He fouled the ball off, as Michael said. Well, comes all the way around, and the barrel of the bat whacks him in the back. Just aggressive, quick hands to the ball. But, very seldom you watch a guy that actually swings all the way around. The barrel hits him in the back.
Last 4 seasons, a lot of home runs in 06. Playing time has dropped in 08 and 09. Pitch outside. And the 2-2 in the dirt. That was a change in the count 3-2.
Good at bat, fighting off that fastball in. Now, certainly Romero and John Buck have seen the reaction of him turn on fastballs last night. Was doing the same thing, and then anything on the inner part of the plate, so far watching Kearns, it looks like it's his area. They're going to throw off-speed stuff down the way.
Grounded to second, Hill. 2 outs. Tonight after the postgame on Yes, legendary Yankee Phil Rizzuto is remembered with a newly updated edition of his Yankeeography. From his championship days on the field to his unforgettable days in the booth, the Scooter's memory lives on in a new Yankeeography. Tonight after the postgame, only on Yes. Here's Francisco Cervelli. And that one is chopped to short. Escobar. And that'll do it. So 3 ground balls for Ricky Romero. He retires the Yankees in order on 10 pitches. Now we go to the 3rd inning here at the stadium. Yankees 2 and the Blue Jays 1 on yes. To Sharon the bleachers and left. That's providing the margin of a lead for the Yanks. Now here in the top of the 3rd, we will also talk with our very own Jack Curry. There he is in the 3rd base camera well, squeezing in amongst all the cameras. And Jack, yesterday you talked to Larry Berkman, Lance Berkman's dad, and today you put the heat on Brian Cashman. What'd you find out from the Yankee GM as that one is popped up by Encarnacion?
You know, Michael, it looks like Gardner's going to make the play, so we got 1 out. Yeah, I asked Brian Cashman, it's been early, but just wanted to know what he's thought, the early results on his acquisitions. And he said the thing about adding Wood, Berkman, and adding Austin Kearns is he wanted to give Joe Girardi options. He said it's his job as a GM to give the manager as many options as possible. And what I found interesting, Michael, in talking about this lineup specifically tonight, facing a left-hander, he said, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if you look ahead to the postseason, the Texas Rangers could be looming out there. They have Cliff Lee. They have C.J. Wilson. So both left-handed starters, this is the kind of lineup the Yankees want to have to be able to conquer those kind of lefties.
Now, was there anybody else that Brian said that he was close to getting?
You know what, Michael? They really were interested in Adam Dunn. And the reason that they couldn't make a move to get a guy like Adam Dunn is the price never came down from the Washington Nationals. The Nationals kept the price very high on Dunn. They thought that Dunn was the best power hitter out there. He's a guy who will give you power and on-base percentage. The reason Brian was able to make the moves he did for Kearns and Berkman and Wood is that the market softened and he was able to get those guys.
There's a ground ball off the bat of Lewis, and Cano makes the out for the 2nd out. Now, finally, 22 years ago today, Yankee pitching coach Dave Island made his major league debut. I know you talked to Dave about it.
Right, he pitched well in that game, Michael. He gave up a leadoff homer to Paul Molitor, but that was the only run he gave up. He hung the slider to Molitor, and then through 7 innings, he left with a 5-1 lead. Dave Righetti, Al, your buddy Dave Righetti, wasn't able to close it out for him. But what I found interesting is Island said that he was in the clubhouse at County Stadium, of course, an old ballpark. There were no TVs, so he's in the clubhouse listening to the game on radio.
That one is rocketed into left field for Escobar, and he will hold with a single as Kearns gets the ball in. At least he got a chance to listen to Bob Uecker.
Okay, so he heard the results on radio, and he said between the radio and the fans cheering, he knew that he might not get that first major league win after all. But it was interesting to talk to him, guys, because you could see him in his mind going back 22 years and remembering details of that day. He called it one of the greatest days of his life, and I said, did you save anything from the game? He said, yeah, I still have that glove. I've always kept that glove with me.
Now, Al, wasn't the first batter you faced Paul Molitor?
Paul Molitor, yes, right here. Well, the old stadium.
But you struck out Molitor.
No. Molly hit a base hit in front of Winfield. But a lot of synergy. I was on that team with Island in 1988 when he made his debut. And unfortunately for him, Righetti, for me, came in and saved the game. And it was a big moment. And I can relate, Jack. That first game, you never forget it.
So that explains, Jack, why Al is very good friends with Righetti now, and Island doesn't have a relationship with him.
But I'll tell you what, Island was a smart guy. I went back and researched and read some of the articles from that day. He said all the right things. Even as a young kid coming up from AAA, he had barely been at AAA, and he said, hey, these things happen. This is all about baseball. I pitched well. This is a team game. He said all the smart things that day.
Well, good stuff, Jack. We'll hear from you on the postgame.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Jack Curry. He will join Bob Lorenz after the game on the W.B. Mason postgame show.
I think with that whole trade waiver deadline, there's still trades to be made, passing through waivers and an opportunity for teams to pick up some players. Right here with the Blue Jays, there was a lot of talk of Scott Downs, who's having a heck of a year, one of their relievers, along with Jason Frazier, two guys that pitched in last night's Blue Jay win. Speaking of Dunn, apparently he was put through waivers today.
They attempted to put him through.
Attempted, right. Maybe with 2 outs, we might get a little more time with waivers.
Well, I mean, in order to make a deal after July 31st, you have to pass a guy through waivers. It goes from the team with the worst record all the way to the team with the best record. If somebody claims you on waivers, then the team that put you on waivers could deal you to that team or pull you back, and then they can't put you back on again. And if they do, and you claim, they have to give you the player for nothing other than the contract that's owed. So it's unlikely that those high-profile relievers are going to get through. The people that will get through, let's just say, for instance, the Dodgers put Manny Ramirez on waivers. He will get through because somebody would be afraid if they claim him that they'll get stuck with him. And that's happened before with Randy Myers, happened with Jose Canseco with the Yankees.
Alex Rios.
Yes.
Here with the Blue Jays, went on to the White Sox.
So it's a dangerous little game of chicken that's played every August. Runner goes, and that one's fouled away. A guy that's making a lot of money will get through. A guy that's not making that much money, and it wouldn't hurt the team if they get stuck with him, probably not going to get through. I don't think a Scott Downs would get through, especially not to a team like the Yankees, because right now the Yankees and the Rays tied with the best record in baseball. So they'd be the last two teams that would be able to claim him, and you'd have to get all the way through the other 26 teams, 27 teams. There are rumors out there that the Tampa Bay Rays are interested in Manny Ramirez. Now, Manny's next job is going to be his DH. It's going to be in the American League. Obviously, it takes too much out of him to play the outfield. I talked to Don Mattingly when the Yankees played the Dodgers. He said it wears him down. He still can hit. The 2-2 popped up. Teixeira calls off Cervelli, and that'll do it. 11-pitch inning for Dustin Mosley. No runs a hit, no errors. One man left. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-1 Yankees. It's a 105 start. Thursday's an off day. Then the Red Sox come into town for 4 games. It's a wraparound 4-game set. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then the Yankees go on the road, 2 in Texas and then 4 in KC. Now that was nice. They just played the video they always play when you do a game or a series, and to the music of "You Can Call Me Out," and then they show Paul Simon.
How cool is that?
Very cool. There's Paul.
Thanks, Paul. It's a great song you did for him.
You know what? I had Paul on center stage, and he said it's one of the huge regrets of his life that they actually associate that song with you. It bothers him tremendously.
And he never met me. How did I write a song and sing it after a guy who I don't even know? Thanks, Paul.
No, he didn't say that. He's a good guy. He's really a big sports fan. And he's not your typical like celebrity fraud fan where he leaves in the 6th inning. It could be a 15-1 blowout, and he's sitting there in the 9th inning watching the whole game.
Boy, I remember the singing of Where'd You Go, Joe DiMaggio in center field. That was
Mrs. Robinson.
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah.
Right, up above Joe DiMaggio.
Check swing. Charging Escobar. He's going to have a tough play. Bobbled. And they just got him. They still got Gardner. I thought when he reached twice, there's no way they'd get Gardner, but they did.
Yeah, and you'd see a reaction from Gardner, but this is quick movement, look at the bobble there, and still was able to get the speedy Gardner.
Oh,
wow.
All right, this is the IOTV HD Super Shot. Let's see if we can tell. And the foot is... Oh, it's blocked. We can't tell. I'm sorry.
You know what? And if it was...
Maybe this way.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm surprised that Gardner didn't have a little bit more of a complaint there. Wouldn't have done any good.
Now, I'll tell you what, the first base umpire is Tim McClellan, the crew chief, and he is one of the most highly respected umpires in the game. And if it took us those 3 replays that we still aren't sure, it's pretty hard to, like, criticize the guy. Even if he missed it, I don't think he missed it. There's a ground ball to second. 2 outs. Now let's take a look at that play in real time, and you can tell how hard a call it is for a guy like Tim McClellan because there's a big crowd. He's listening for the thump of the glove. Good luck.
I think I heard it.
Wow. Well, you know, his foot's down now, and the ball's not in the glove. It's not against the back leather. It's within the confines of the glove, but it hasn't hit the leather. Awful call. And the pitch to Swisher is low.
Tim McClellan was the home plate umpire with the infamous George Brett Pine Tar incident.
Yep, long time ago. Count 1-1.
We're going to get Tim McClellan tomorrow, but boy, he takes forever to call a strike.
Kills me. It kills anybody who does play-by-play.
Just real deliberate, very slow.
McClellan and Mike Riley, the way Riley calls the pitch, it's very difficult. But people don't want to hear your problems out. I don't mind.
No, it's not a problem. But, well, when I was on the mound, it was hard because you throw and you wait. And what is it?
Now, he says it, though, right away. So the catcher hears it. You might not hear it.
No, that's a pitcher. You don't, that borderline, you're waiting for him to make the call, or the gesture of the call.
That one is skied into center field. Vernon Wells will make the play. And 8 in a row retired by Ricky Romero. And he retires the Yankees on 9 pitches here in the 3rd. We go to the 4th. 2-1 Bombers. quit line quiz. Which two Hall of Famers were on base when Joe Carter hit his series-ending walk-off home run in Game 6 of the 1993 World Series? Al, you were there. You better know this.
Yeah.
I'm texting the answer right now. 2-1 as we go to the fourth. Here's Vernon Wells. And he dunks one into center field for a base hit. So a leadoff single here in the fourth.
Well, talking about the aggressive hitters of the Blue Jay lineup. 11 of the 13 Blue Jay hitters come to the plate. They've seen 3 pitches or less. And there, Vernon Wells, first pitch, little cutter, base hit up the middle. And that's good both ways. That you recognize that as a pitcher. Say, okay, we got a lineup that's swinging from the on deck circle. You don't want to throw off the plate to have them start taking, but you realize, just enough off the middle of the plate, they're going to be swinging until they prove differently. That's been the approach so far.
Like that. Now, this is the third start that Andy Pettit has missed since going on the deal with the groin issue. The first one was filled in by Sergio Mitre. Didn't pitch well. Mosley came in relief and pitched well. And then Joe Girardi said, you know what? I don't think Sergio is ready to start at this point. So they used Mosley the next time. That was his last start in Cleveland. Pitched very well. And here he is pitching well again here against the Blue Jays. There's a strike. And Andy seems as if he's ahead of schedule. They initially thought it was going to be 5 weeks, maybe 6, and now it looks like he might get back in 4 weeks. And he is chomping at the bit. There's ground ball to A-Rod. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. 5-4-3. And A-Rod flipped it to Cano as if he was still a shortstop.
Wow, nice play. You're exactly right. Well, that was his only chance of even getting close to having an opportunity for the Yankees to get the double play.
Time now for the GE Capital partner play. Great partnerships are built on trust in GE Capital. We prove that every day.
Well, that's a long underhand toss, but firm enough. And certainly Robinson Cano with the great strong arm getting Adam Lynn just enough. Watch here, the long flip. Good little shovel pass. Easily getting him.
And that drills Aaron Hill. So Aaron Hill gets plunked with 2 outs.
Well, let's see here. A little two-seamer running inside. No chance of getting out of the way. Back of the tricep.
You ever get hit by a pitch ball?
Actually, in batting practice, in spring training, you get in there. Some of the silly coaches don't know how to throw the ball. But no, never in a game. Never in a game, thank God. Boy, that would have been a freebie for a pitcher to hit me.
Yeah, you aren't a very good hitter. I couldn't. You got to hit in the World Series, though.
I did. First at bat.
And now I know, because I spoke to him about 2 hours ago, John Kruk is listening to the game in Bristol in the ESPN headquarters, and he said something to you as you were standing on second.
You know what? I don't know what Krucky's batting average was at that time. It was Game 4 in Philadelphia. First pitch off of Roger Mason. I hit a double to left field past Milt Thompson.
And that one is past Alex Rodriguez and down the left field line. Going into the corner is Kearns. Plays it out there. Aaron Hill's rounding third. They're sending it home. Here's the throw. And it's cut off. It was going to be up the first baseline, so Teixeira had to cut it off. And that double by Buck ties the game. Derek Jeter double clutched on the relay from Austin Kearns, and that threw off the timing on that throw.
Well, you just said it there. Kearns kept taking the carom now here at left field. Yankee Stadium, not familiar. Bad throw from Derek, but mostly because of the transfer. Double bobble in his hand. Watch the transfer here. Turning here, Brian Butterfield waving him. He sees Brian Butterfield. The third base coach sees where Kearns is. And that little double clutch, as you say, Michael, cost Derek an opportunity to have a better throw.
And Travis Snider with a deep drive to right center. Gardner leaps. It's gone. A 2-run home run for Snider. It just kept going and going, and just like that, the Blue Jays lead 4-2.
Wow, he hit a ball that actually started the big fifth inning yesterday on a little breaking ball down the way. Look at this flick swing. This just shows you how strong this young man is. Out in front, looked up with his front foot and just getting the barrel of the bat. I didn't think that ball was going to travel as far as it did. You saw the reaction of the way Brett Gardner just kept drifting. Certainly far enough to go right center field here.
Boy, that hit by pitch just comes back to bite Mosley, and this is the effort by Gardner. Just couldn't get there. Pitch outside. Mosley's trying to wish it back in. He can't believe that ball left the park.
A little bit of wind-aided hit, but you know, I just see the reaction of Travis Snider off of his bat and how he swung it. Looked like he just flicked his wrist and certainly was able to get enough power behind it.
1-2 to Encarnacion. So very quickly, what did Kruk say?
Kruk, he came back. He said, you know, was it really that easy? And I think he had 3 or 4 hits up to that point. Kruk's a 300 lifetime hitter. I said, no, it's really not. The last time I hit was in high school, like 6 years ago. And then he didn't think that. He started going on about how tough it was, and I realized what a moment.
And that was a series between the Blue Jays and the Phillies. Grounded foul. Encarnacion hitting .293. He's been up 24 games since being recalled from AAA Las Vegas. And this was after he was designated for assignment. Talk about a wake-up call. And Encarnacion flied out to center in the third. The 2-2. 3-2.
Yeah, it certainly was a wake-up call, and you know, he got an opportunity to come back, and the Blue Jays are looking for him as to whether he's going to solidify the third base here next year and in the future. You mentioned yesterday, you know, he had a rough game on this recent road trip and made a bad play or two, and came out to Brian Butterfield, the infield instructor, also the third base coach for the Blue Jays, and said, "Look, I want to work on some things." And he came out early, and you know, just the idea of, you know, recognizing when you do get that wake-up call, what you need to do a little something extra.
Swing and a miss, and the bat goes into the camera well. Hope everybody's okay. Mr. Our cameraman Charlie, he's okay. And Encarnacion goes down on strikes. But the Blue Jays take the lead. 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors and nobody left. And the bat hits the camera, but not Charlie, and that's the most important thing as we go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Blue Jays now lead by 2. Mark Teixeira leads out the bottom of the fourth, takes a pitch outside from Romero. Last time up, Teixeira hit one into the left field bleachers, his 23rd home run, 77th and 78th runs batted in. Yankees are now trailing 4-2. Count 1-1. Alex Rodriguez on deck, and the hit by Teixeira, the Yankees only hit. Jeter walked to open up the first and then scored on Teixeira's homer. And a strike. Swisher now leads the Yankees with 23 homers. Nick Swisher with 22, Cano with 21, and A-Rod with 16. Swing and a miss. And that's going to do it for Swisher. That's going to bring up Alex Rodriguez. Alex struck out in the first inning. The crowd certainly still behind him. The fans in left field all stand up in anticipation, even the ones in the second deck. And the question mark, indeed, he's been at .599 for 44 at-bats. Trying to become only the 7th player in baseball history to hit 600 home runs. Swing and a miss. That's that change. 44 at-bats. That's the most at-bats between .599 and 600. Previous high was Willie Mays with 21. VO1. Hot shot up the middle and caught there by a diving Hill. And A-Rod is out for the second out of the inning.
First pitch changeup, setting up this fastball, and talking about this Blue Jay team coming in on his hands. He got the fastball, just not able to pull the hands in enough. Nice play by Aaron Hill. A little slow, low liner.
Here's Robinson Cano. Alex is now 0 for his last 16 and 3 for his last 32. Hot shot and caught there by Hill. And 3 straight for the Yankees go down in order on just 7 pitches. Hill goes up there, then comes down with the 3rd out. We go to the 5th. 4-2 Blue Jays. Game show with Jack Curry, and Fred Lewis is going to lead off against Dustin Mosley, and he starts him off with a strike, does Mosley. Top of the order for the Blue Jays as they lead 4-2. Lewis is 0 for 2, ground ball to short, ground ball to second. And a strike.
Well, now second time around, third time around, 8 Blue Jay hitters have put the ball in play on the first pitch. See now.
Right back to Mosley. One away. Time now for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Which 2 Hall of Famers are on base when Joe Carter hit his series-ending walk-off home run in Game 6 of the '93 World Series?
Paul Molitor and Ricky Henderson. What a great moment.
Let's see if he's right. Yeah. You know that Al Leiter threw an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball in that game? Didn't allow a hit and struck out 2.
Okay. Yeah. And it was my birthday. We won it, yeah, 28 years old.
Grounded to Alex Rodriguez. And Escobar is retired.
You know what? A lot of times that ball ends up being slower than you think. The reaction is you throw it, you get ready, boom. Certainly having to have that glove, and any good fielding pitcher is going to be able to field effectively if you're square to home plate, as Mosley was just there.
Here's Jose Bautista. There's a strike. And the 0-1. Well, Red Sox have been felled by injuries all year. They get more bad news tonight. Kevin Youkilis went on the DL with the torn muscle in his right thumb. I didn't know you had muscles in your thumbs.
Yeah, this thing right here.
Okay. Some of the injuries around Major League Baseball. Biggies, Youkilis, Ryan Howard went on the 15-day with an ankle. And Carlos Santana, after that awful crash at home plate against the Red Sox last night, 15-day DL with a knee injury. Just because it's a 15-day DL doesn't mean you're only going to be out 15 days.
No, absolutely not. I mean, a torn muscle. I mean, boy, the Red Sox just riddled with injuries right from April on.
Beckett, Pedroia, Ellsbury, Cameron's back on the DL. Unbelievable. Victor Martinez. Time was called, but Mosley went through with the pitch. Red Sox are in town this weekend against the Yankees. A 4-game set. Now, Jack Curry tells me that the Youkilis injury is a torn abductor muscle, and the Sox have not ruled out possible surgery.
Boy, that would be a huge blow. Youkilis right in the middle. Good eye. Good at bat. Yeah, Jose Bautista, not only the 32 home runs, he gets his walks. He's clearly has shown to the American League pitchers here that he likes that ball on the inside part of the plate. He's able to be patient enough to fight through that. Not a bad walk. I mean, you know, you go through a lineup as a whole, and I look at Jose Bautista and say, there's no way you're going to allow him to beat you going to series. Put it on Vernon Wells' shoulders.
Snap throw to first. He throws it into right field. Bautista will go to second. He rounds second and goes to third. And Nick Swisher gets the ball in. Well, that is an E2 on Cervelli.
Well, that's part of Cervelli's game. Let's see if there was enough room in between Bautista getting a good secondary league. Big said, oh boy, he just looked like right after
he hit his hand. Because he kind of gripped his hand. Yeah. I don't know what he hit it on. Maybe the backswing? No, I think he just had a bad grip.
Not able to hold up on it. You know, coming out of the shooting, catchers can identify, see the guys that are getting a big secondary lead, and before the throw and say, okay, you know, if he's going to do that again, I'm going to go down. But obviously not having a grip is not good for him.
That one is looped into shallow center, and Gardner gets a good jump and puts it away to retire Wells. No runs, no hits, one error, one left. Cervelli feels better. We're halfway through. Blue Jays 4, Yankees 2. Do you think Brett Favre will stay retired this time? You've been texting us at 58772. 76% say no. I agree with you. There's a strike to Marcus Timms. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 4-2 Blue Jays. Count 1-1. Pulls an outside pitch and dribbles it slowly to Encarnacion. Not in time. Timms with an infield single. Tomorrow it's a Wednesday matinee in the Bronx as the Yankees close out this series with the Blue Jays. Now coverage is going to start at 12:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then Al, Ryder, and I are back here in the booth to bring you all the action. Blue Jays, Yankees, tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. It's only on Yes.
You know, I was seeing Marcus Timms shake his head. They'll take a hit any way they can. There's been a couple hard line drive outs. Robinson Cano ended the fourth with a line drive.
Oh, that woman just was asked to be married. And she's waving him off. She said yes. That's sweet. Congratulations. They really love each other now.
Right now.
Right now, they really love each other.
I thought you meant after the rain.
No. That infield single by Timms retired or ended a 11 straight for Romero. There's a strike count, 2-1.
You can relate to all that love, right, Michael?
Absolutely.
Big heart you got.
Yeah.
Big rings.
Under my eyes.
Big wedding bills.
It's all worth it, Al. The 2-1. High fly ball. Right center. Vernon Wells puts it away. Kearns is retired, and Timms heads back to first. And that's going to bring up Cervelli. And you know Cervelli really breathed a sigh of relief when the final out was recorded in the fifth, the fly ball by Wells, because the last thing he wanted to do was hurt his pitcher with the errant throw to first. Now he has a chance to help him out.
And that's part of his game. He's got a strong arm. He does the snap throw often during the season. I don't want to take away that part of his game. It just slipped out of his hand.
Cervelli has 3 triples this year, and that's the most by a Yankee catcher since Joe Girardi had 4 in the championship season in 1998.
Is that the big one off of Maddox?
That was the 96 World Series.
96.
Yeah, that was against Maddox, game 6. Third inning.
That was a big moment in that game.
Oh, huge.
The whole series.
Braves jumped out to a 2-0 lead. The Yankees won all 3 in Atlanta and then game 6 in New York. Paul O'Neill scored on that triple by Joe Girardi and has told me that as he touched home plate, he felt it vibrate. It was so loud in the ballpark. And Joe says it's one of his, if not the career highlight as a player. There's a strike.
Cervelli patient here, waiting out Ricky Romero. Thought that ball was down a little bit. Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson called it. Anytime a catcher, we talked about it last night, Mike, ever behind the plate. They set up in a certain area. You still got to, as an umpire, see where the ball crosses over the plate, not where they catch it.
Cervelli got off such a great start offensively, but since May 31st, he's hitting 196. He's at 255 right now. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. So Cervelli is down on strikes for the second out.
Well, that's just a tight curveball. Good spin. Romero's done it often tonight so far against these Yankee hitters. Striking out. Looks like a fastball. He throws it very hard. After a few fastballs, you see now, watch the front side open up on Cervelli. Yeah, he went. Not only the attempt to swing, but also the barrel of the bat, breaking his wrist.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, she said.
And you're on TV right now.
That little wave is not going to cool her down. Oh, they have a cell phone fever right now. Count 1-1. The 1-1. Slap foul. 1-2.
We talk about matchups. Gardner has shown Joe Girardi can hit left-hander. Certainly has had a good year. 667 coming into today's game. Ground ball is short in his first at bat against Ricky Romero. 4 for 6 with a home run.
Home run right here ties the game. And the 1-2. 2-2.
Two hits, Ricky Romero. Second game of the year, he flirted with a no-hitter, ended up going 8 innings, 1 hit against the White Sox. Certainly at times possesses the stuff of a guy that's a front-end starter, no-hit kind of arm.
Line drive caught by Escobar. And that's going to do it. So the leadoff infield single is wasted. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's 4-2. It's been an engaging game. And there's a strike. Right back to Mosley. And there's one away.
Throwing strikes, little cutter, curveball. Got enough movement on his fastball, running away from the lefties down into the righties. Good job so far. Now he had the 3 runs in the 4th inning. Got out into the 6th.
Here's Aaron Hill. There's a strike. The 0-1. 1-1.
And even when you look at that 4th, Michael, the 2 quick outs, double play ball from Lynn, and then he hits Hill. Buck double down the line, and Travis Snider, I still think Mosley's thinking, boy, how'd that get out of here? Certainly part of the game, but that quickly how games can turn on you. You're in control, as he has shown so far. 19 of 23 of these Blue Jay batters have seen 3 pitches or less.
Check swing, and the ball dribbles into right field for a base hit off the bat of Aaron Hill.
Wow. No rhyme or reason sometimes to this game, and there's one of them. Little excuse me. Whoops. Polak. Should I swing? No. Oh, base hit. They say it evens out. Marcus Timms last inning, swing and bunt, single. Now here with Aaron Hill, same result.
Grounded foul. Happy little guy.
Yankee ball game, great seats. Does it get better than that?
No. That one is driven to left field. Kearns makes the play. 2 down.
Well, you have the swing and bunt from Aaron Hill, and then a smash ball off of John Buck's bat right at Austin Kearns for now.
Here's Travis Snider. That one is looped into left field. That's going to be a base hit off the bat of Snider. Kearns will get the ball in. So a 2-out single as Hill moves to second.
Travis Snider, good approach here. Ended up getting a home run off a high changeup. This ball just sinking down and away, not trying to do a whole lot. Dunking it there in left field. You talk about an aggressive hitter Travis Snider showing tonight. He's put the first pitch in play in all 3 at-bats. Home run, single.
Hot shot. Alex Rodriguez knocks it down. He's going to go across the diamond, and that will do it. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees are down by 2. And phone, it's time for Files. Sean Markham's had a good year, 10-4, 3.24. Phil Hughes for the Yankees, 12-4, 4.07. Our coverage begins at 12:30 right here on Yes.
Should be a very good pitchers matchup tomorrow in that Manhattan or matinee third game of this series. You talk about Sean Markham having a good year, heck of a year after missing the previous season. Tommy John surgery, coming back. Great year for the Blue Jays.
Here's Derek Jeter. He is 0 for 1 with a walk, and he fouls it back to the screen.
Well, third time around now for these Yankee hitters. They've seen Ricky Romero enough to know kind of how his approach has been, and so far, just watching this game unfold, he's been pounded inside with the hard fastball and then something soft away, and that big curveball or changeup. He has not given up. Relentless by coming in on the hands of these Yankee hitters. And that combination from a left-handed pitcher that's not afraid to come inside, to pitch inside, not to show inside. There's lefties that'll stand a right-hander up and then just go out back outside with either your fastball or your off-speed stuff. He is coming inside.
Tap the other way. It's a fair ball. Lynn steps on the bag in front of Jeter, one away. So Derek's 0 for 2. And that's going to bring up Nick Swisher. Nick hit the ball very hard in the first, but a line drive to Escobar. And then he flied out to center in the third. Very symmetrical numbers, 299, 22, 66. And then the 371 on-base percentage.
And, you know, talk about a guy who's consistent all year, Michael. 300 at home, 300 batting average away. And I say that because there is a disparity in most hitters. They hit better at home, generally speaking. You get more batting practice. It's your home ballpark. But the disparity, especially with the Yankees, there's a few that just kind of jump out at you. I know Derek Jeter's got a big number disparity, 317 to 237 on the road. Cano, 312 at home, 344 actually away. That's not one of them. He's actually doing better on the road. Alex Rodriguez, 297, 240. But you look at the consistency of the year that Nick Swisher's had.
Driven to center field, deep. Vernon Wells back. He has room and he makes the play. So Nick Swisher is a pretty hard hit, 0 for 3 today.
Sure is. This is a nice jump off of the bat. Vernon Wells getting on his horse right away, picking a spot on a dead run. 3 at bats for Nick Swisher. Right, maybe could have even had 3 hits as hard as the ball as he has hit today.
Teixeira way outside. Since Teixeira's home run, Romero has retired 16 of 17 Yankees, the only Yankee to get on the infield single by Marcus Thames.
Swinging bump.
Count 2-0. Alex is on deck.
Well, I said at the start of the game in the scout report, a feast or famine. In 2 games, he's dominated the Yankees up in Toronto. 8 innings, 2 runs.
Oh, nice play by Romero. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning on 9 pitches. We played 6 here in the Bronx. We'll have to wait till the 7th for A-Rod's next at bat. Yankees trailing 4-2. box score brought to you by McDonald's. Yunel Escobar with a hit. Vernon Wells. Adam Lind a double and a run scored. Aaron Hill a run scored. John Buck 2 for 3, a double, 2 ribbies, and Travis Snider a 2-run home run that didn't seem like it was going to get out. Fred Lewis pops it up. Alex Rodriguez makes the play. On the Verizon Wireless scoreboard, Blue Jays lead the Yankees 4-2. One bad inning for Dustin Mosley, and I'm telling you, he's done a really nice job. You can't ask much more.
With 2 outs, it hits batsman Aaron Hill, a guy who struggled, came in with a fastball, ended up costing him 3 runs with the double and then the home run by Snider, as you said, Michael. A ball that looked like it was just going to be a fly ball.
And there's a strike to Escobar. Mosley has now thrown first pitch strikes to 22 of 29 hitters. And 12 Blue Jays have put the first pitch in play.
And continue. I mean, that's the thing. You know, you'll see a game plan come out and say, okay, you got Dustin Mosley, he's going to throw strikes. You get a pitch to hit, swing.
Dribbled slowly in front of the plate. Mosley, bare hands for the second out.
I said that the Blue Jay lineup's certainly an aggressive team that swing for the fences, leads baseball in home runs, and so far Mosley has changed enough speed. There, even that last bat against a very good hitter, Yunel Escobar. Fastball, 2 fastballs, and then takes enough off the breaking ball. Have Escobar out in front. He's done a nice job.
And here is Jose Bautista.
Stay away. I want to see this guy if he can hit a ball to right field.
And he continues to stay away and hits the outside corner there.
Well, you know, you've seen it. Not only you have to watch on highlights if you're pitching, you've seen what he did in the first game. It's anything on the inner part of the plate. And if you go inner part of the plate, make sure you're way in off the plate.
1-1. Grounded foul. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. A little souvenir from the game. Boone Logan, who's been pitching very well of late, warming in the Yankee bullpen. And the 1-1. Check that. That was 1-2 and swung on and missed. Bautista down on strikes. An 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Dustin Mosley. Alex Rodriguez will lead off at the end of 6.5 time for the 7th inning stretch. Blue Jays lead the Yankees 4-2, but we stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
As we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now take the next rendition of God Bless America.
In the crowd buzzing as Alex Rodriguez will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning, still waiting on 600. He's gone 45 at bats since his 599th, and that one is driven to center field, right there as Wells, and he puts it away. So Alex jumped on the first pitch, but he just hits a routine fly ball to center, and he is 0 for 3, and now 0 for his last 17.
The crowd went crazy on a little fly ball. Just got in enough. He got his fastball, inner part of the plate. Didn't get the good wood part of the bat on it.
Now, we said earlier, Al, how Romero reminds us of the Met Johan Santana.
Well, he doesn't go over his head. Similar. No doubt about it. Romero goes over his head. Short leg kick.
The one difference that I didn't think, because when you see it twinned up, it seems like his feet are more apart. Santana's feet are more apart than Romero, but they're both standing right on the rubber.
Yeah.
Chop to second. Wow, Romero has really, really befuddled the Yankees. And they are 2 away. On the Verizon Wireless scoreboard, the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 4-2. Here's Marcus Timms. There's a strike. He's the only Yankee to get on base since Teixeira's home run in the first inning. And Timms led off the 5th with a swinging bunt, the 0-1.
There's a reason why Ricky Romero is the #1 draft pick in 2005. Got a nice big hefty signing bonus in Cal State Fullerton. He's part of the reason why this Blue Jay team, aside from them hitting the ball out of the park, they had good starting pitching. We saw it last night with Brandon Morrow. Good trade by this Blue Jay team, trading Brandon Lee, the hard-throwing reliever, to Seattle. Pitcher tomorrow, Sean Markham, has been very good.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Brett Cecil, left-handed pitcher. The Yankees won't see. It's a nice year. 8.5 with a 3.77 ERA. So they've done it with pitching. Certainly the starting pitching.
And the count goes full at 3-2. Another big crowd here at the stadium. 46,480 as Austin Kearns awaits on deck. The view from the right field foul line. Swing and a miss. And Romero's dominance continues as he retires the Yankees in order. We go to the 8th. It's 4-2 Toronto. music, and computer world. And by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. We go to the 8th inning. It's still 4-2, as it'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Blue Jay order against Dustin Mosley, who's done a great job. And the breaking ball is a strike to Vernon Wells.
Outstanding job. I mentioned about the one blemish of the inning where 2 quick outs. It's batsman to Aaron Hill. Gives up a 3 spot here in the 8th inning. This is a fantastic pitch count. 79 pitches. Of the 30 batters he's faced, Mike, 24 of the Blue Jay hitters have seen 3 pitches or less. That's an aggressive hitting team shown tonight.
And the 2-2. High fly ball. Deep left. Kearns back. Track. Wall. Looking. See ya. Solo home run Vernon Wells. It's 5-2 Blue Jays. Second home run for Vernon Wells.
Gets a 2-2 curveball. Just had too much in the middle of the plate. Vernon Wells knew it right off the bat. He's in the left field bleacher here out in front. 2-2 curveball up and nothing the zone. Happy zone for Vernon Wells. Vernon Wells had a home run his first at bat last night's game against Adrian Burnett. See the 22 home runs. He started off the year. Vernon Wells did very good power. Had a bit of a drought until last night and tonight.
Here's Adam Lynn. Foul away. The 0-1. 0-2. Nice play by Mosley. 1 away. And that's going to be the last pitch that Mosley throws, as Joe Girardi will go to the bullpen. 85 pitches for Mosley, and that's a pretty credible job. So he will leave with 1 out here in the 8th inning. It is 5-2, and it's going to be Kerry Wood's Yankee Stadium debut. TV today to see every Yankees game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T, Rethink Possible. And Kerry Wood will make his Yankee Stadium debut in pinstripes. He pitched in Tampa on St. Pete against the Rays. And those are the numbers combined with the Yankees and the Indians. He still throws hard. He was clocked at 95 in St. Pete. There's a breaking ball. Joe Girardi actually caught Kerry Wood when Girardi was with the Cubs. And in 35 career games with Girardi behind the plate, Kerry Wood pitched to a 3.72 ERA. But that was a different Kerry Wood then, before he hurt his arm.
I still think about that day when he struck out, what, 20 against Houston? Kerry Wood, you said it, #1 pick. 4th pick overall in 1995, electric stuff. Just unfortunately for him, he just couldn't stay healthy enough. I mean, just had like a Hall of Fame arm, certainly coming out of high school in Texas and getting to the big leagues quickly.
And here's how he looked back on that day. A little bit heavier. Boy, it almost looked unfair the way that ball broke. A lot younger. The 2-1. High fly ball, deep left, Kearns back, he's on the track, he's at the wall. See ya. Home run, Aaron Hill. And Toronto, which leads the major leagues in home runs, hits its 3rd of the game, and now they lead the Yankees 6-2. So a rude greeting here at Yankee Stadium for Kerry Wood.
Aaron Hill, 16th home run. This looked like a little cutter middle of the plate. Right down the middle. 2-1 count. Aaron Hill talked about the season he had last year, 36 home runs. Started out slowly for the Blue Jays, a hamstring injury. Certainly coming on strong during this series.
Pitch to John Buck is a strike. Wouldn't even have to watch. The 0-1. 94 miles an hour, blew it right by him. The count 0-2. 166 home runs for the Blue Jays. 27 more than the Red Sox, the second place team. The 0-2 blew by him upstairs, and Buck down on strike for the second out.
Well, certainly showing good stuff. I'll tell you, John Buck could hit pretty much any fastball. Was able to get ahead and elevate high enough where it wasn't in the zone which Buck could put some wood on.
Here's Travis Snider, 2 for 3. A home run into the Yankee bullpen in right center. Fouls it back, and that didn't seem like it was going to go. No one thought it was going to go. And that was a 3-run 4th inning that gave the Blue Jays a lead they have not relinquished. It seemed like a harmless fly ball to right center, and it kept carrying. And then it got over the leaping try of Gardner and into the bullpen.
Pretty good pitch right there.
Dustin Mosley's numbers won't show it, but fairly effective for the Yankees. There's a breaking ball strike. Al, you faced Kerry Wood 3 times. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And you did work a walk.
He walked. Wow. I'll tell you, that, I remember, we just showed that 20 strikeout. It really was electric out of his arm. The ball just jumped.
And that's when you get young phenoms and they can't miss. I mean, when he was going to go to the Hall of Fame. So before everybody anoints Steven Strasburg, let's see if he can stay healthy.
Mark Pryor, let's mention him as well. Kerry Wood, his old teammate in Chicago.
2-2. Strike 3. And Snider down looking. But the Blue Jays get 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 home runs, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees down by 4. A home run by Mark Teixeira and Marcus Timms, an infield single. That's it. 2 hits against Ricky Romero. And Austin Kearns will lead off against the young left-hander. And there's a strike. The Yankees do have 6 wins out of their 66 when trailing after 7 innings. Blue Jays have made a defensive change, tightening it up at first base with Lyle Overbay in place of Lynn.
Lynn being tried out, I guess you'd say, at first base. He's an outfielder by trade. Not sure what Lyle Overbay is going to do. He'll be a free agent after this year. There's talk about him not coming back to Toronto. They're seeing as to whether Adam Lynn could do the job at first base.
The 1-2. 2-2. Romero comes into the game 8-7, 3.46. And after 7 innings of allowing just 2 runs, his ERA down to 3.41. All the damage in the first inning. They're 2-2. And the count 3-2. Yankees need base runners. They're down by 4. Posada on deck to pinch hit for Cervelli. The 3-2. Escobar seems to be in the right place all night long. 1 away. Tonight and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772, or you can vote online at YesNetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Ricky Romero, number 2, John Buck, number 3, Travis Snider, and number 4, Aaron Hill. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. So Posada will pinch hit for Cervelli, who was 0 for 2. Posada did not start tonight because he's going to play tomorrow afternoon. And at 38, Joe Jordy doesn't want to play him day game after night game, but he is pinch hitting.
Two for 4 last night. Posada having some good at-bats. Some hard luck on this recent road trip.
Pitch outside, 1-1.
tough Ricky Romero, I'll tell you, just all night long. The reason why he's baffled these Yankee hitters is 3 pitches, has attacked the zone, especially in on the righties. Has shown that very effective changeup, but even better yet, that power curveball has been tough for these Yankee hitters. 3 different pitches at 3 different speeds, tough to hit.
There's a strike, got away from Buck, but still a strike. Count 2-2. Minnesota and Tampa Bay tied up at 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning at the Trop. Top of the 7th, Boston leads Cleveland 3-1. And right here, Toronto 6-2 over the Yanks. 3-2, and former Yankee manager Buck Showalter making his debut as the Orioles manager, and I believe they're in the bottom of the 8th, and Baltimore leads the Angels 5-3 at Camden Yards. And Buck is wearing number 26 to honor the late Johnny Oates, who managed the Rangers and the Orioles. 2 places, 2 stops for Buck Showalter. The 2-2. Ground ball to second base. Hill is right there to Overbay. 2 down. Yankee fans, become part of the winning team by joining the New York Yankees fan club. For just $40, you'll receive an official membership card, a World Championship nylon banner, a World Championship coin, a Yankees cap, special ticket discounts, and other exclusive fan club items. To join, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com and do it today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that Oriole team will play down the stretch. Certainly, Buck Showalter, X's and O's guy, covers all the bases. They're fundamentally sound, I'm sure.
Gardner tried the drag bunt, but fouled it off behind the plate. Great ratio, 65 strikes, 35 balls, 100 pitches for Romero. And the 0-1. Inside 1-1. He doesn't throw 95 miles an hour, Al, but the way Romero has pitched, he's been dominant.
You don't have to. You're right. You don't have to throw 95. He's thrown 90-91 with 3 pitches going in 2 different directions.
Ball goes one way, back goes another, and the count 1-2.
Another bat thrown. Good compact delivery from Ricky Romero, and again, if as a hitter you try to eliminate either one side of the plate or eliminate a pitch. And what Romero's done tonight, Michael, is that he's thrown all 3 for strikes. As we just saw, a great ball-to-strike ratio, and with the different speeds and the directions of the ball, changeup going away from the righty or in on the lefty, and he has the big curveball.
Dribbled slowly at the first baseline, but foul.
You know, so there it is for you. From 91 to 75. He's thrown some curveballs even in the low 73. So speed variation's been great. He's throwing strikes and he's in good counts. 1-2, 0-2 most of the night. Tough to hit. These are those ball games where, you know, if you're the Yankees, you hope you get the good start from your pitcher, and it's that 2-1, 3-2 game. Or 1-0.
Well, they had the 2-0 lead after 1 on the 2-run home run by Mark Teixeira, but 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 8th for the Blue Jays at 6-2. Right back to Romero, who fields the position well, and another 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 12 in a row. And we go to the 9th inning here in the Bronx. It's 6-2 Blue Jays.
Yankees were up 2-1. This is a little change up away. Travis Snider almost looked like it wasn't going that far. You see Dustin Mosley, they went out of here. It sure did. It was his 7th home run of the year. At that time, it made the Blue Jays up 4-2. The Land Rover driving game.
New pitcher for the Yankees, Sergio Mitre. Numbers not too bad. 26 hits in 32 2/3 innings. 19 strikeouts, 11 walks, sporting a 3.58 ERA. They'll try to keep it here at 6-2. On the pitch. And veteran Blue Jay manager Cito Gaston doesn't have anybody up right now in the Blue Jay bullpen. He's going to try to have Romero finish what he started.
100, right at the 102 pitch mark. Certainly, well, in this day and age, maybe 100 pitches is the benchmark to pull a guy. But he is on average, he's thrown his season high of 116 pitches back in May against Texas. Certainly capable of getting in that 115, 120 mark.
The Yankees trying to avoid their 3rd straight loss. They lost Sunday in Tampa Bay and last night. And now Tampa Bay has just jumped ahead of Minnesota 6-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Yankees had been in sole possession of first place since June 20th, and they were joined in first place last night with their loss and the Rays win over the Twins in a tie atop the American League East. Both of the teams have the best records in baseball, but that tie could be broken. The 2-2 fouled away.
Well, I don't see Tampa going away. How about you, Michael? But certainly the team has shown all season long as to why they legitimately, in some teams, have picked them to win the East. But I think it is going to come down to that. The Euclid injury is definitely going to hurt the Red Sox.
Line to left field. Kern slipped, and it's over. Once he slipped, he lost it, as Encarnacion goes to second with a double. Now, speaking of the Red Sox, this weekend the Yankees host the Red Sox here in the Bronx, and Yes has expanded coverage starting Friday at 6 with batting practice today, and then the pregame. Then after the game on Line 9, turn back to Yes for the W.B. Mason postgame, and Saturday and Sunday get complete postgame coverage with Yankees extra innings right here on Yes. Monday's a 2 o'clock start on the wraparound, and it's a 1:30 pregame. So a 4-game set, Yankees and the Red Sox. Here's Fred Lewis. He is 0 for 4. Count 1-0. Grounded, grabbed there by Cano. And Lewis is now 0 for 5 as Encarnacion will move to third.
Well, when Mitre's out, he's got the power sinker. It gets a lot of movement. Sometimes the ball looks almost like a split finger. It has the downward action. For Fred Lewis, a productive out with nobody out. Runner at second base, you're trying to pull that ball to the right side as he did.
Yankees bring the infield in with Yunel Escobar at the plate. And a grounded A-Rod. He'll check the runner back for the second out. So now the infield could back up for Jose Bautista. Boston leads Cleveland 3-1, bottom of the 7th inning. 6-3, Tampa Bay over the Twins, bottom of the 7th. That one is drilled deep to left field. Going back, Kearns, looking up, see ya! A major league leading 33rd home run for Bautista. A 2-run shot, and the Blue Jays now lead 8-2.
We're talking about the approach that Jose Bautista has shown all years, crushing inner half fastball. See where Posada's setting up the way now. He's got the sinker. This ball ends up leaking middle in maybe. This ball is a line drive. He has hit some hard hit baseballs out of the ballpark. He swings hard, pulls everything. That ball was a mislocation fastball from Sergio Vitre. And a guy as hot as Jose Bautista putting it in the left field seats.
And the breaking ball is a strike to Vernon Wells. 33 home runs, and he is 7 ahead of Miguel Cabrera, who leads the American League in RBIs. There's a ground ball to Alex Rodriguez, and that's going to do it here in the 9th inning. But 2 more runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. Last licks coming up for the Yankees. They are down by 6. Refreshing large sweet tea on the dollar menu. Price and participation may vary. By Heineken Light, see the light. And by Blimpie, America's sub shop. Well, they're going to send Ricky Romero out there to try to nail this down and get a complete game. And it's going to be the top of the Yankee order. If somebody gets on, then Alex Rodriguez will have another shot. Derek Jeter 0 for 2 with a walk against Romero. Romero with 104 pitches. And the lefty deals. Swing and a miss. 8-12-0, leading 2-2-1. 2-run home run by Teixeira. That was in the first, an infield single by Marcus Timms in the 5th. Romero has retired 23 of 24 since Teixeira's home run. That's why no one's up in the bullpen. Just a top-flight performance by the young left-hander, the 0-1. Missed outside. And the pitch. Grounded to second. And Jeter's 5-game hitting streak is over with the 0 for 3. Let's see how they went after Jeter, and we'll look at the pitch by pitch brought to you by Suzuki Kizashi.
Well, it pretty much went right after Derek Jeter getting a fastball. Derek being aggressive in this at bat, high out of the zone, change up down and away, sets him up for this fastball away. Derek just not able to drive that ball as he does so often to the right side. Pulled off of it a little bit. What a night and a job that Ricky Romero has done.
Well, here's Nick Swisher. He's 0 for 3, but he almost deserves a little bit of a better fate. He's hit the ball very hard. And Romero deals. And on another night when many in the crowd have come to see Alex hit his 600th home run, it has not happened. He might have one more try if somebody gets on. But of more concern for the Yankees, he's now 0 for his last 17. He can't get a hit. Forget about the home run. So they've got to get him back to being Alex Rodriguez. And it's going to be hard to say, well, ignore the home run chase. It's right there in front of him. They changed the baseballs, and he's just got to run into one out.
Well, you know what, I agree. How do you not have that out of your mind? As everybody comes to the park, they cheered for a medium fly ball to center field, thinking the ball was out. It's definitely in his mind to just keep working and talking to Kevin Long as to his approach and swing. But you're right. I mean, the home run would be great, but getting a hit too is important, obviously.
Pitch outside. Two count on Swisher. On deck is Teixeira. And the pitch. 3-2.
I think in an 8-2 game right here, Michael, even though he's showing all 3 pitches, Romero, I think Nick Swisher, as hot as he is, get a little fastball here.
Driven the other way.
Pitch count creeping up to his season high of 116. Still nobody warming up in the Blue Jay bullpen.
Driven out to center field. Vernon Wells puts it away. And Swisher is 0 for 4. Hey, after the last out, Bob Lorenz is back in the studio for the WB Mason postgame. Get comprehensive highlights and analysis from this game and around the majors. Plus, Jack Curry will talk to the team in the clubhouse. It's all coming up after the last out. It's only on Yes. And please remember, tomorrow is a day game. A Wednesday matinee will be on at 12:30, and a 1:08 is the first pitch. And there's a strike. Alex is on deck. Teixeira, one of the Yankees' 2 hits. And the count 1-1. Count 2-1. Despite the 8-2 score, a lot of the crowd has stayed just to see Alex get another swing. And will they be able to? Backhanded by Escobar. The long throw! And they'll have to wait till tomorrow as Mark Teixeira is gunned down by Yunel Escobar, and a complete game gem by Ricky Romero. He retired the last 15 in a row and 26 of the final 27 batters.
What a play to end this game. Escobar just to get to that ball, and then the defensive replacement in Overbay with an A-Rod on deck for another day.
And that day is tomorrow. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. And the Yankees, so dominant at home last year, they are now 11-11 in their last 22 games in the Bronx. So the Yankees have lost 3 in a row for the 4th time this year, and they have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Blue Jays beat the Yankees 8-2. We've got more to come, and then after that, the WB Mason postgame with Bob and Jack.